What is up, faithful? It is your boy, Niner Sickness, with the Niner Sickness podcast. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some 49er football. Let's talk about Deebo. Let's talk about possibly drafting. Who are we going to draft? Let's have fun. Let's enjoy one another and just talk 49er football. Who is in here? Let me know. Say hello. Say hello. Don't be a stranger. Kathy, how you doing, Kathy? Welcome, Kathy. Kathy's in the house. How you doing, Kathy? Give me a second, Kathy. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Kathy's in the house. Says, hi, Beto. How you doing? Welcome, Kathy. I'm doing good. We got David Williams in the house. What's up? Hi, Beto. Been busy. I know it's been busy. Corey Davis. What's up, Corey Davis? Welcome, welcome to the stream. We got Johnny, JBXY, 4 and 9. Welcome, sir. We got Joseph Hayden. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Listen, guys, I just created a new intro. I'm going to play the intro. Let me know what your thoughts on the intro is. I want to get your input. I created this intro from the beginning to the end. Let me know what your thoughts of the intro is. Give me 1 second. Make sure I have this correct. Oops, sorry. Give me 1 second. All right, got it. Connect. All right, so I'm going to play the intro. Let me know what your thoughts on the intro. Welcome back. Welcome back. That is the quick intro that I created last night. I'm going to put it together every time I do a live. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Thank you for wiping your feet. Joseph, appreciate that. Kathy says she loves the background. Thank you, Kathy. I just made it earlier today. David McNew's in the house. How you doing, David McNew? Welcome to the stream, brother. Give me a second. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for wiping your feet. 49er Faithfuls in the house. How you doing, sir? I love the Dion avatar. Plus, we won mini games for us. And even if he gets first, if we get 2 firsts for him, who's to say they don't draft the next Jalen Hurts or Solomon Thomas? We're going to definitely get into the conversation of Deebo. And should we sign him? Should we pay him? Should we trade him? I know there's a lot of mixed emotions on the whole Deebo situation. Now, I understand that the whole Deebo situation, you know what? I'm getting ahead. Let me put this down here. It'll be better. Uh, Give me 1 second, real quick. All right. So the whole Deebo situation, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it for sure. We're gonna talk about it for sure, man. And I want to get your input. But before we get started, I want to say this to everybody watching. If you notice, there's no more super chats on my podcast. I removed the super chats. I removed the monthly donations. I know, like David McNew, a few of you were giving in monthly, supporting my channel, either 99 cents or $2.99. I went ahead and removed everything. Why? Well, I started to get into let me build my channel. Let me get the people to get involved and let me get the viewers. I wanted people to subscribe to my 99 cents or $2.99 a month. I want people to give me super chats. I got so involved in that the fun of just talking football kind of left me. And I was like, you know what? I didn't do this to make money. Those that make money off of this, hey, more power to them. They are great content creators, and I am not saying nothing negative about those that make it work. But for me, by the grace of God, I don't need the extra finances. It never hurts, obviously. But my point being is this. I rather do this for fun and enjoy doing it than making it a job. And it was starting to become kind of like a job. Like, okay, how many people can I get to subscribe to my channel? Can I grow my channel? How many people are going to donate per month? And it just got really, really hectic for me. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back to just having fun. So on my channel, you don't have to give super chats. You don't have to do monthly donations. I value each and every one of you. So I went ahead and removed all that jazz from my show. So I wanted to get that out there. And now we can get into talking Deebo Samuel and 49er football. Joseph says, I love the memories. I mixed in the newer players with the older players type of thing. Love the new intro. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. The intro looked good. I like the mix of old and new. I love that. Right on. That was the plan. What's up, Card Cast in the house? How you doing, sir? Hey, Niner Sickness. How are you doing, my friend? I am doing great. I am doing blessed. Thank you for asking. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you. Let's see here. People saying hello to each other. So I just wanted to have fun again. I just want to have fun. Whether 80 people are watching me or just 5 or 2 or 3. I wanted to get back to just talking 49er football. And I found myself competing with other content creators, and it just drained me. It just took me out of I got tired. I'm like, you know what? I know I'm not the best content. I know there's way better content creator out there. And if they're making it work, praise God, good for them. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to speak my mind. And those that enjoy me, great. Those that don't, then it is what it is. So with that out of the way, let's get started on the whole Deebo. Now, I understand that the whole Deebo situation is just for us content creators to have something to talk about. We don't know what's going to happen with Deebo. We don't know if he's going to sign or if he's not going to sign. We don't know if the Niners are going to trade him or not. Now, we do know that the Niners showed in the past that they're not afraid to trade a top player. They demonstrated that with the DeForest Buckner. Nobody knew or expected that DeForest Buckner was going to get traded. So there's a history track record stating that if the money is not right, the Niners are not afraid to make that decision of trading a player. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with Deebo, but this whole Deebo is for us content creators to talk about. Otherwise, what are we going to talk about in the offseason? I know a lot of people are like, enough of Deebo, enough of Jimmy, enough. But listen, guys, if we don't take new takes on this subject of Deebo, what are content creators going to talk about? So I titled the title, Hey Faithful, should the Niners pay Deebo or trade Deebo? I know there's a lot of mixed emotions. Is Deebo truly worth a lot of money? I mean, he's only shown 1 year of good play. And is Deebo truly a number one receiver? I love Deebo. Don't get me wrong. But this is a conversation that we got to talk about. Is Deebo truly a number one? Is he worth 25, 26 mil per year? Now, you got Hill that is making about 30. You got Diggs, and you got all these other receivers getting paid top dollar, but they have been consistent in the NFL for quite a while. I haven't seen enough of Deebo to feel comfortable in giving him all that money. I'm keeping it at 100. I love Deebo. I hope the Niners will sign Deebo. But at what cost? How much is too much for Deebo? Joseph Hayden says Deebo is going to stay. Right on, Joseph. If we lose him, we are going to look like fools, like with DeForest. But now, see, this is the thing. Has our defense really... I mean, look at our defense last year. Look at our defense in 2020. DeForest Buckner is a great defensive end. D tackle. I love Buckner, but me personally, I don't feel the hit of losing Buckner. I don't. I wish he would have still been here. But I'm a type of guy that I want players to get paid. Players deserve to get paid. 100%. The owners make way too much money not to pay players. Players should get paid. But pay a player what he deserves. I'm not saying players shouldn't get the bag. For example, I don't think DeForest Buckner deserves what the Colts are paying him. I like him, but I don't think the money that the Colts are paying DeForest is worthy of what he produces. So I am all for players getting paid. Pay the players. Owners make too much money not to pay these players. But I also want players to be earning what they're getting paid. Is Deebo truly a number one? Is Deebo truly a player that can stay healthy? They can play consistent year after year after year to invest that amount of money? Or are a lot of us, are we just so enamored for what he did in 2021 that a lot of us are like, I don't care what Deebo wants. Give him whatever he wants. Heck no. There has to be a structure within the organization to maintain the whole team productive. And you got to allocate the money to a lot of different places. You can't put it just in a person or two. So as much as I like Deebo, is he really worth getting paid like a true number one? Luis Moreno's in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. No man is worth that type of money. If he does it, if he don't budge, trade him. Again, I am for paying. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Hold on, guys. I am for paying the player. I want Deebo to get paid. I want Deebo to make a lot of money. But get paid accordingly to the production that you have given. And when I say production, I am not talking about 1 year. I am not talking about what he did in 2021. I want to see consistency in a player's production in order for me to feel comfortable in paying a player. If Deebo have done what he did in 2021 and 2020 and 2019 consistently, and he wanted 25, 27, 28, I would say pay the man. But has he done enough for you and I to feel comfortable to pay him what he wants? The whole Jimmy situation, Joseph, that's going to take care of itself. Listen, I really truly don't expect Jimmy to be on the roster start of the season. They are trying to trade him now if they can. They're going to hold on to Jimmy until he clears physical. Once he clears medical and passes the physical, if they can't trade him, they will cut him. I know they say they're not going to cut him, but they will cut him. And they'll use that money towards Deebo or Bosa or both. But there's no need to cut Jimmy right now. No need. Sign Deebo to an incentive-laden contract with playing time and performance clause that will advance his pay. I think that's what they're trying to do, David. I think that's a lot of the verbiage within the contract, and that's why they're going back and forth. It's not always necessarily the amount of money. It is the fine details on how to get that money. If he gets hurt, do the Niners have a way out? If he becomes an old pro again, then he gets paid so much. If he doesn't become an old pro, then he gets paid less. So I am with you. Incentives are good. And let's keep it real. Deebo has no leverage, unfortunately. What's up, Roberto? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome to the stream. Deebo has no leverage right now. He doesn't. With the new CBA, he can't hold out. He can't hold out. And if he does, he would have to pay. And Let's say Deebo holds out the whole year. He decides to hold out all 2022 season. Well, that year doesn't count within his 4-year contract. So in other words, in 2023, he has to start all over again. So that doesn't benefit Deebo. And let's say Deebo doesn't hold out and plays in 2022, and they still can't come to an agreement. The Niners can still French tag him in 2024 or 2023, excuse me. So the Niners are not in a situation where they have to worry about signing him right now. They're going to work with his agent. They're going to work through it. The Niners have shown and proven that they normally sign their players around July or August. They did it with Kittle and they did it with Fred Warner. So they will eventually work things out with Deebo. I expect Deebo to be a Niner and going forward. Okay, but if they want all that money, he should play. Absolutely. And has he played enough to earn that money? Exactly, Joseph. LS, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Make sure to hit the like button for your boy Niner Sickness. What do you think of a player position cap? These contracts are getting out of hand, and it's going to get crazier, Lewis, as we go forward. Look at the rate of what the receivers are making right now. I did not expect receivers to be making what they're making right now. This offseason has been crazy. And listen, I am for it. I am truly for it. If you earn the bag, if you worked hard for that bag, you earn it. You go and get it. I say it once and I'll say it again. The owners make way too much money off of these players not to pay these players the right way. Don't be cheap. All I'm saying is the player himself needs to earn every bit of what they're getting paid. That's all. Produce on the field, be consistent, be that playmaker, and the Niners or any team of any player should pay their player what they're worth. I'm not about paying a player that hasn't showed enough a lot of money. Yeah, I took it off, Alice. Thank you so much for donating when you did. I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. You can go out and watch it again. I decided I was losing all the fun of making my videos. I wanted to make money. I wanted to compete with other content creators, and it just took the fun out of it. So I made a decision to turn everything off and just do this as a hobby. I want this to be just a hobby. It's more funner for me when it's a hobby than when I was trying to produce finances out of it. I lost the loving feeling. I forgot the name of that song. Is that what it's called? Thank you, Lucky. And Lucky, welcome to the show. Thank you for wiping your feet. I agree with Luis Moreno. David says, Elias, no more membership or super chats. Beto wants to get back to his roots. Yes, David. And again, all other content creators that do the super chats and memberships, hey, more power to them. I am part of that. I'm part of memberships of other content creators. I support them. All power to them. You do what you do. I just want to have fun. I am not, and I'm not saying they're hurting financially, but I'm not by the grace of God. So I'm going to do this for the fun of it and get back to my roots. Absolutely right, David. But again, this is no mark on those that are doing a great job. I just want to have fun. Isn't that Cyndi Lauper? Girls just want to. No. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, girls just want to have fun. I have fun with this when I can't be here, and it's all. That's all it is. It's all about having fun. It's all about enjoying each other. Hold on, guys. It's all about enjoying each other, and it's all about having fun with one another, talking about 49er stuff, at least for me. And again, if I have 2,000, 3,000 followers, great. If I only have 10, so be it. If I had to talk to myself, I've done it before, I can do it again. But I appreciate each and every one of you. So back to the whole Deebo. I like Deebo. I believe the Niners will eventually sign Deebo. I know that this whole Deebo, but I like it. I know a lot of Niner fans. I have a friend of mine. I won't mention his name, but he knows who he is. This is crazy to him. He don't want to talk about Deebo. He doesn't want to talk about none of that. It's foolish. But as a content creator, you gotta. This is the meat and potatoes of a podcast. You gotta talk about the topics that are out there, right? We haven't heard nothing about Nick Bosa, but God, oh my God, if we hear anything about Bosa, we're gonna talk about it, right? That's the whole purpose of being a content creator. Beto, I love the new background, but I also miss your studio background. Yeah, I'm working on the studio right now. That's why I'm using the what do you call it? Green screens. Once I get the studio done, then I'll take this off and I'll go back to my old ways there. LS. What's up, Trent Payne? Welcome to the stream, brother. So what do you think is a fair offer? This is the thing, Trent. If Deebo was consistent and producing the way he produced this past season, and he would stay healthy, I wouldn't argue that 25 is too high. I think 25 would be perfect for him. But I don't think it's the money that is kind of, if it's going to hold this up, I think it's going to be the verbiage within the contract. I think that's what's going to either make or break the agreement between both parties. I think the Niners and Deebo, I think they will agree with a number. The problem is will they agree with the verbiage within the contract? If Deebo gets hurt, can the Niners get out of it? If Deebo doesn't produce like an old pro, can the Niners do this? These are the things that they're trying to work out within the contract that I believe could be a holdup. I don't necessarily think it's the money. It's the verbiage within the contract that they're going to be discussing amongst each other. The only reason I say position cap, because eventually it trickles down to us fans that pay crazy prices for tickets, jerseys, and etc. Yeah, I hear you, Lewis. I hear you. It definitely affects us directly. Absolutely. If you can't do your job like you're supposed to, you should look for another one or someone else to do it. Absolutely. Dina Harvey is in the house. How you doing, Diva? Dina, all the way from the PA. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. She says, good evening, everyone. Just got home from work. I'm glad you're home. Relax and enjoy a little football talk. So, I don't think 25 is too much for Deebo. But the Niners have to have a way out. If Deebo doesn't perform like he did in 21, that money drops. If, I forgot who mentioned earlier, build it upon incentives. Okay, you want 25 a year? We're going to give you 21, 22 a year. But if you become an old pro, the money will go up. Incentives. If you have 1,000 yards or 1,500 yards receiving, so many touchdowns, they got to work out the little verbiage within the contract. And I can see us giving Deebo money. But I don't know if I'm comfortable in just throwing money at Deebo without being consistent. Now, let's talk about the possibility of trading Deebo, just for the sake of conversation. This is just for the sake of conversation, okay? Realistically, if a team calls up and talks to John Lynch and says, John Lynch, we really, really want Deebo. And we're about to blow you out of the water. We will give you Y for him. Maybe a number 1, a 2, and a 4, for example. I'm just throwing numbers up or picks out there. Should the Niners consider trading Deebo? Now, I've heard, thank you for wiping your feet, Dina. I appreciate that. I've heard that there's no absolutes in draft picks. You can draft a Solomon Thomas or you can draft a Deebo Samuel. You can draft a Jalen Hurd or you can draft a George Kittle. I understand you do not know what you're getting in the draft, but I myself value draft capital. You build your roster. If you hit within the draft picks, your ability to contend in and out of season with your team is greater than having all this money allocated to 2 to 3 players. Now, again, draft is a crapshoot. I understand, but the Niners have shown a good record in drafting players. Now, a lot of people might mention the Jalen Hurd, the Solomon Thomas, the Reuben Foster. Okay, those are 3 negative. But then you have Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Dre Greenlaw, Elijah Mitchell, Hufanga, Embry Thomas. That's 8. That is 8 good drafts. You got 3 bad drafts compared to 8 good ones. I will take that every single time. That tells me that yes, the Niners do, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan and the draft team, they do make mistakes. They do draft a few here and there bad. But for the most part, the picks that they drafted has worked out for the Niners. So I trust their draft. Now, people might say, well, Javon Kinlaw. Listen, we don't know what we have in Javon Kinlaw yet. We don't know if he's going to be great or if he's going to be a bust. We don't know. Same thing with Trey Lance. We don't know. So I didn't mention them. And I shouldn't even mention Ambry Thomas, to be honest with you. But the point being is, I trust the Niners drafting. So, do I like Deebo? Yes. Is he a playmaker? Yes. Absolutely. Is he a difference? Yes. Was he the leader of this offense last year? 100% yes. But no team no players above the team. If you can get, oh yeah, thank you, David. Fred Warner, which I left out, Kevin Givens, Mike McGlinchey, and Jawan Jen. And listen, for those that don't like Mike McGlinchey, that is your preference. Maybe he hasn't produced to the pick where he was taken at 9th overall in the first round. Okay, I can agree with that. But Mike McGlinchey, to me, is not a bad pick. Maybe a high pick, but not a bad pick. Can he work on his pass protection? Yes. But the dude is a great run blocker. So, David, you're right. I didn't mention that. Yeah, I think I mentioned Greenlaw. But all these players that the Niners drafted worked out. Why? Because the Niners, they do their homework. They do their homework. So, yes, you will get some bad apples. You'll get the Reuben Fosters. You'll get the Solomon Thomas that didn't work out. You'll get the Jalen Hurd that never got a chance to play because he got hurt. We'll never know if Jalen Hurd was a bust or not. He just didn't work out because he never got the chance to play. I trust this organization in drafting. I love draft capital. I do personally. But I also love productive, proven players. But is Deebo really proven? If you get the whole fandom out of the way, if you get your feelings out of the way, your personal feelings, is Deebo truly proven? Is he proving commodity? Has he shown you enough that you can say, you know what? What we saw in 2021, we can see it in 2022 and going forward. Have we seen enough of Deebo? If you're being honest with yourself and you put your pride and your feelings aside, you have to admit Deebo hasn't shown enough. Can he be that player that he was in 21? Hell yeah, he can. Should we pay him? Yes. But again, I don't go about the money. I go back to the verbiage within the contract. The Niners need to set themselves up. Even if they pay Deebo that amount of money, they have to have a way out. If Deebo doesn't work out, they can get out of that contract. And they got to protect themselves. Because whether it's popular or not, okay, I am a fan of the team. See this tattoo right here? This tattoo is a tattoo of the SF. Right here it says 49ers. Okay? It doesn't say Deebo. It doesn't say Bosa. It doesn't say Joe Montana, Steve Young. I love the players. Players should get paid. 100%. If you earn your money, get paid. But I follow the emblem, not the player. If the player has shown me that they have been consistent with this team and they are effective, then pay the player what he's worth. Pay him. But don't sit there and tell me that we should pay 25, 26, 30 million a year for a player that only shown one time, 1 year of consistent football. I want to see consistency year in and year out. Can Deebo be it? Yes. But there's time to sign Deebo. I don't understand the rush to sign him. I don't understand the rush to sign Deebo. Let it play out, guys. What's up, Javier Rios? You are walking in perfectly on time, brother. We're talking about Deebo, whether we should pay him or trade him. The truth is in the house. How you doing? Please trade Deebo to the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins can't afford Deebo right now. The Dolphins have been giving their every piece of their body to everyone else. They don't have any pieces left. But the Jets could give some capital. Now, again, for me, pay Deebo, keep Deebo. That's my number one priority. But it has to work out for the Niners as well, because whether Deebo is here or gone, I'm going to remain a Niner fan. So pay him the money he deserves, but work out the verbiage within the contract that protects the Niners in case something happens to Deebo. And I'm good with that. And if Deebo and his company cannot agree with the verbiage of the contract, then it's time to talk about trades. And the Niners are not afraid to trade a top player. Now, people may call the Niners stupid. I think they're smart. And this is where me and you can disagree. DeForest Buckner, the Niners did not want to trade DeForest Buckner. The Niners attempted to sign DeForest Buckner, but they were not gonna give him just what he wanted, just to keep him. The Niners said, "This is what we think you're worth, and this is what we'll pay you." DeForest Buckner decided to get more money, which he's entitled to do so. Good for him. It was just with a different team. Now, we don't know what we have in Javon Kinlaw, so I'm not comparing Javon Kinlaw to DeForest Buckner at all. Okay? But I don't think DeForest Buckner deserves the money that he got paid. He has not shown me the production of an Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald deserves to get paid what he gets paid. Aaron Donald is a one wrecking machine. He wrecks everything. I'll say this. If you had the choice to take Aaron Donald or DeForest Buckner, who would your choice be? Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. If I told you you have the choice of Aaron Donald or DeForest Buckner in their prime, both of them within their prime, who would you take? And if you're honest with yourself, 90% of you will say Aaron Donald. But yet, you're going to pay DeForest Buckner Aaron Donald's money? Heck no. So the Niners were not stupid. They were smart in trading him. Now, if Javon Kinlaw doesn't work out, we'll have an argument for a few years. But if if Javon Kinlaw works out and becomes a stud, I guarantee half of you will forget about DeForest Buckner. Call me crazy, but I guarantee you 2 or 3 years from now, and Javon Kinlaw is killing it year in and year out, you'll be like, DeForest Buckner who? Keep it real. The truth, the Finns don't have the draft capital after acquiring. They gave everything in the kitchen sink for him. Same to you, Dina. Okay, Dina says something. I don't know. Deebo, you'll pay the guy, but only if he produces. Again, absolutely. And statements like this, Javier, means that as good as Deebo is, he hasn't showed enough. See, we've seen consistency in Fred Warner. We saw consistency in George Kittle. Have we seen enough in Deebo? Again, I am not against keeping Deebo. I want to keep Deebo. I do. I think Deebo is a perfect weapon for our new quarterback, Trey Lance. You don't want to lose weapons. You want to add weapons. But I don't want to pay the farm and then within the verbiage, everything goes to Deebo and the Niners have no protection. I am not for that. What's up, Pale Time? The LA Rams YouTuber. How you doing, brother? Hello, Beto. God bless you. God bless you too, Pale. How you doing, sir? Thank you for stopping by. I truly appreciate you stopping by. You are an amazing brother. John, I said Deebo and Bosa ain't going. John said, well, listen, I've said over and over that I want to lose 20 pounds. I haven't. So, does it mean that I'm a liar? No. It just means that I haven't achieved it yet. John can say that Deebo and Bosa ain't going anywhere. But that's not just totally up to John. It's up to Deebo or Bosa. They have to come to an agreement. Right? So I understand why John said that. In other words, John's saying, we value Deebo. We value Bosa. We want to keep them. They ain't going anywhere. But that's not engraved, unfortunately. Hopefully it comes to pass, and that'll be great. Stop the Dolphins can release players and work contracts to pay anyone. Yeah, but I think the Dolphins have added enough of a high caliber weapons that they're probably not going to do anymore. I could be wrong, but they don't have the capital to trade. If you knew the team, then you would understand. But okay, it sounds like you might be a Dolphins fan, which is fine. Welcome, by the way. But listen, tell me the capital that the Dolphins have left over. How has that become valuable to us? I don't want no capital. I don't want no first round picks 2 years from now. I wanted this draft, and they don't have it. They already gave it to Kansas City. So, David says Aaron Donald. Clownman says Deebo Buckner, absolutely. Okay, what's up, Clownman? Welcome to the stream. David, we have 2 firsts and a second and 2 thirds next year. Is that enough? So it sounds like, listen, if you want Deebo and you can give us the capital that it's worth trading Deebo, you can have him. I have nothing against the Dolphins. It's like, no, don't trade him to the Dolphins. If you have the capital, let's talk. But it has to be worth our while. Otherwise, we're not giving you a star receiver for peanuts. If it was this year's draft, it would be the problem is we would need to add another top tier. That is correct, David. I love it. And I was going to say that thank you for bringing that out to replace Deebo. 100%, David. You need that first round or high second to go get a Christian Watson, to go and get a top tier receiver that we can replace Deebo. So absolutely agree with you 100%, David. What's up, Moses Martinez is in the house. Our D-backs disciple. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. What's up, Sickness? What's up, everyone? How you doing, Moses? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Dolphins will just wait until next year because Deebo wants to play for Mike. I don't know how true that is. If Mike can show us the right amount of draft picks, then Mike can talk to the Niners. Sickness, I love Deebo, but he's starting to act like another Terrell Owens, which is not good. Listen, very good point also, Moses. When the offseason of George Kittle was happening, we had just come off a Super Bowl run. 2019, we came off a Super Bowl run. And they did not pay Kittle until August. Okay? Off a Super Bowl, and they negotiated with Kittle in August. Not March, not April, not May, not June, not July, August. And you did not hear a peep from Kittle. Professional. And again, and I want to state that Deebo hasn't shown that he's unprofessional either. I want to clarify that. Deebo's professional as well. But you never heard Kittle take his pictures down, unfollow the Niners. Kittle did not use social media at all. He left it privately between him, his agent, and the Niners. And they worked it out. The following year, you get Fred Warner. Right? They signed him in July. Did you hear Fred Warner in social media? Did Fred Warner stop following the Niners? Another leader. True leader. Now again, I am not mocking Deebo for unfollowing the Niners or taking his bid. That's his prerogative. It's his channel on IG. He can do whatever he wants. Okay? And Deebo has been professional on the field. He comes healthy. He plays hard. I don't want to discredit Deebo whatsoever when I say unprofessional. He is a true professional. But he is kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? My wife tells me all the time when I get mad. I haven't done it in a while. A tantrum. Stop having a tantrum. Right? You didn't see or hear Kittle or Warner have tantrums on social media. You're getting to hear that from Deebo. Nick Bosa was also drafted. The same draft of Deebo, and he was drafted in the first round. And you haven't heard anything out of Bosa's camp, have you? Did Bosa stop following the Niners? All I'm saying is this. There's a way to handle yourself, and always doing it through the public eye is not always a great idea. That's just me. But it's not a shot at the 49ers directly. That Deebo has not been disrespectful to the Niners directly. He's not talking negative about them. He's not talking behind their back. So I give Deebo props for that. But all I'm saying is Warner didn't do it. Kittle didn't do it. Bosa's not doing it. Leadership. Do you want leadership in your locker room? Is what I'm saying. I like it when you talk about Aaron Donald. I like it when you talk about Aaron Donald. Stop it. I love it. Stop it. While I'm just eating yogurt and, oh, that sounds good, and granola. That sounds good right now, bro. Actually, that really sounds good. Sickness. I've been arguing with a few podcast people about Roger Craig being in the Hall of Fame. Thoughts? I've been arguing with a few podcast people about being in. Man, first player ever. There's only 3 players, all right? There's only 3 running backs in the NFL that have ever done 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000-yard rushing. And Roger Craig was the first player or first running back to do so. But there's only 3 of them out there. That's an accomplishment. Roger Craig did a lot for the organization. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but a lot of people can argue that his numbers are not as good as other players. I think he should be in there. I don't understand why he's not. And I got a feeling that we're going to be having discussions in a few years when Frank Gore is eligible to go into Hall of Fame. We're going to have discussions of why he's not in there. Politics. Politics does not belong in the decision making of who should be in or who should not be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. 49er Jeff, no way. You mean no way to trade him? Deebo is 20% of our offense. And I'll get back to 49er Jeff. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Sickness, good. God forbid if Niners trade Deebo, this will definitely be in the top 2 of the worst trades. It will cause an uprising within the fan base, almost like when Montana got traded. Remember? I do remember that. Now, I'm a more of a Steve Young fan than a Joe Montana fan. So I was okay with it. But a lot of fans were uprooted, you're right, when they traded Montana. But we survived. We went on and won a Super Bowl without him. But you're right about an uproar. If the Niners do trade him, do you think the DeForest Buckner was bad? You think the fan base got mad and upset of the DeForest Buckner trade? If Deebo gets traded, it'll make DeForest Buckner's trade look like nothing. People will get pissed. The guy wants to get paid, plain and simple. You're right. Again, I am not arguing. The man, every player that plays football or any sports, when there's their time to get their money, go out and get your money. I say this once, I said it again, and I'll continue to say it. Owners make way too much money not to pay players what they deserve. Not what they want, but what they deserve. Has Deebo done enough to deserve 25 or more. I just don't know. I don't think he has. Can he stay consistent? Can he stay healthy? And again, personally, I don't think the money is going to be an issue determining whether the Niners and Deebo's agent and company can come to an agreement. I don't think it's going to be the amount of money. I think what it's going to be is the verbiage within the contract that they might find themselves distant from each other. The Niners want to do this, A, B, and C to protect themselves. Deebo's going to want to do A, B, and C to protect himself, which I understand. So I don't think it's the money that's going to keep them far apart. I think it's the verbiage within the contract that they got to square away. Anthony Rogers, welcome. What's up, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Roger Craig had 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing in the same season. I think he deserves a spot in the Hall. Yeah, I agree. He should be in the Hall of Fame. 100%. I agree with you. What's up, my brother? How you doing, Anthony? Welcome to the stream. Make sure to hit that like button for me. Appreciate it. Welcome. Good to have you here. Good show, bro. Keep up the good work. SF fans should be glad to have, you know what, the truth. Thank you, sir. That is very nice and kind of you to say. I wish your Dolphins nothing but the best. They deserve, go beat, if anything else, beat the damn Patriots. Beat the Patriots. But I wish Mike the best. I wish the Dolphins the best. Go out and have a good year. And a great season, brother. But thank you for your love. Appreciate that. Sickness, do you think that some Niner fans are still pissed off at Roger Craig? I am. I still I understand it wasn't totally Roger Craig, man. It was LT, man. All I know was the Niners were just trying to kill the clock, bring the clock down, kick a field goal, and go represent the NFC for the third time in a row. Now, I know we would have beaten Buffalo for a fact. You know the 4 times that the Buffalo lost, 3 of those 4 times they got blown out, except the Giants game. Giants barely won by a field goal. The Giants did not belong in the Super Bowl that year. The Niners did. But unfortunately, LT caused that fumble. And then I forgot who recovered it. He might have recovered it. And people like myself were very, very pissed at Roger Craig. I remember that game as if it was yesterday, Moses. My goodness. I love that question, David. What's up, Jag? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream, brother. Good evening, Beto. Hope you are well. Teams know that when players turn into all-pro, teams have to be ready to pay. Lynch told us that they budgeted the money for Deebo and Bosa. Deebo will be back. Now, you said it yourself. They budgeted for Deebo and Bosa. Whenever me and my wife, whenever we put our budget together for groceries, and we're like, this is how much money we're going to spend for groceries. Sometimes when I'm at the store, I'm like, I want this. Ooh, I want that. And my wife's like, okay, let's go through the list. And depending how much money we have left over from the list will determine if you can get some extra stuff. Why? Because we budgeted for the list, right? John Lynch budgeted for Deebo and Bosa, but if Deebo wants more than what they budget for, doesn't guarantee Deebo's going to be back. I hope that makes sense. Hey, David, great question. I would say Cooper Kupp just because he is a piece of chocolate. Cooper Kupp. Reese's Cups. Craig was a beast in the day. Yes, he was. If Terrell Davis is in the Hall of Fame, then the catfish Roger Craig should be too. You would think, right? I mean, not to take nothing away from Terrell Davis, but he only had 6 seasons in the NFL? I don't know. It's just unfair that Roger Craig is still not in the Hall of Fame. I too cannot understand why Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame. It's long overdue. Yeah. He should be there, man. And if he was the first person to do it, you're talking about the 1,000, yes. I believe the other 2 players were, I know McCaffrey from the Panthers is the recent one that did it. And I believe it was Marshall Faulk. So it was Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, and then McCaffrey. Those are the only 3 that have had 1,000-yard receiving and 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Just 3 running backs. That is impressive. Absolutely. Correct. That there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of players that have been snuffed from their prospective teams that are not in the Hall of Fame. Sickness. Now that Ricky Waters, now I am on fence with him. Yeah, he busted his tail to take out the Cowboys, which is finally accomplished. But it'll happen to him. Refresh my memory. Man, you're taking me back. I can't I know, but I can't remember right off the bat. But I know he's another one that should be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit of a homer now when it comes to Ricky Waters. I don't know what you guys think. Should Ricky Waters be in the Hall of Fame or no, Niner Sickness? You are being a homer. Oh, easy. Roger Craig. Easy. Roger Craig. In my opinion. Even though he cost us our 3rd Super Bowl in a row. $200 million for 5 years. Oh my goodness. He was in Seattle, and he also played for Philadelphia. Ricky Waters. Oh my goodness, David Williams. That's a lot of money. I would like to see what's within the contract of that amount. Because remember, numbers are not always clear on what the verbiage is within the contract, right? Numbers can be deceiving. It can be deceiving. So I would like to see what's within the contract to have a better idea if it's worth it or not. Beto and the faithful, please close your eyes and imagine playing the champs without Deebo or Bosa. Uh, I mean, listen, I get your question. I get your question. Deebo and Bosa are great, great assets to this organization. They are. I'm not arguing that. I love Deebo. I love Bosa. But it has to work out for both the Niners and the player. I don't want to put all my money, or not my money, but all the Niners' money into players, and then we're not being competitive year in and year out because the money's so tied up in certain players that we're just kind of like, I want to be competitive. Now, the money is going up. The salary cap is going up. So, I don't know. Now, can Parag be a little cheap? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Waters, good in Seattle. He was good. I don't know if he was good in Philly. Honestly, I don't remember that too much. But he was okay in Seattle. Deebo's style of play might be hurting him because he can stay healthy, and that's right. Some numbers are balloon numbers. Correct. Numbers can be deceiving. Whenever you say you're 106 million for 6 years for Von Miller, did he truly get that? Tyree Hill, the money that he got, did he truly get all that? Numbers can be deceiving, trust me. So I agree with you. 130 million for 5 seasons with 60 million guaranteed and a way out for the Niners after 3 years. I like that. That's actually very sensible right there, David. 135 seasons, 60 million. 60 million. I even do 65 million guaranteed, but have a way out after the third season if Deebo is not maintaining productivity year in and year out. 100%. And this is the thing that the Niners might be having a problem with Deebo and company. Deebo's like, no, I want more. No way out. Maybe they're talking about a no trace clause. Maybe Deebo doesn't want to not be traded. Deebo can choose where he goes. There's a lot of little things that can be spoken within a contract. They can keep both parties far from each other. That has absolutely nothing to do with the money. It's about the details. Can the Niners trade him? Does Deebo want to be traded? There's so many things that take place. But I like that. Would you put Gore in the Hall of Fame and retire his number? I would definitely retire his number. I like Gore. Always have loved Gore. There's too much politics going on in the Hall of Fame. People can argue that Frank Gore doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I think he does. I know he did it within 16 years. But, man, a kid that had both knees blown out in college come out and play for 16 years. It's impressive. 16,000 total yards. Even if he didn't play 16 years, he would have played less. He still would have had 12 plus thousand yards, right? How many players in the Hall of Fame right now, running backs, with 12 to 13. Frank, I don't know if he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he should get in at least year 2. But that's just me being a fan. Sickness. I love how Jimmy Ward is talking how he wants to knock out Metcalf. He sounds like how Ronnie Lott used to talk. And Sickness, you know every play. Lott had bad intentions for every. Yeah, people used to say they used to hear footsteps in the middle of the field, right? Every receiver, especially in the slot, was looking over to see if number 42 was anywhere within the vicinity. And I've seen a lot of receivers, very good receivers, drop balls because they didn't want to get hit. And remember, getting hit back then, it's not like you get hit today. If you happen to slap somebody in the butt, you'll get a flag. Back then, they can knock your head off. So, but I love Jimmy Ward. He's always talking. He's like, don't trade Metcalf. I don't want Metcalf to be traded. I want him to stay with Seattle so that I can kick his butt. I love that attitude. It would be like Rams without Cup or Donald. If you want to keep great players, you have to pay them. It's the world. It's the world we live. Okay, but let's put this in an example. Okay, I don't know if Pale Time is still here or not watching. Probably not. Pale, let me know if you're watching. Let's look at this offseason. The Rams signed Bobby Wagner. Did their middle linebacker get upgraded? Yes. There was an upgrade in the linebacking core. Absolutely, with Bobby Wagner. They signed Allen Robinson, a receiver, right? But they signed two starters. And look at all the other starters they lost. Now, their left tackle retired. That happens no matter what you do financially, people retire. So he retires, but they lost their left guard. They lost their top pass rusher. They lost a corner. I believe they lost, 8 players? They lost 8 players. And they were only able to replace all that with just 2. So my question to you, Jag, did the Rams get better or worse so far? But a lot of that money is tied up with Donald and Ramsey. I understand you want to have starters. You want to have players getting paid. But you don't want to allocate so much money in certain spots where you're hurting everywhere else. In my opinion. I love Jimmy Ward, man. Frank Gore was never the flashiest running back, but he earned every one of those 16,000 yards. Absolutely 100% agreed. I agree. He definitely earned those yards. What he accomplished, listen, playing for 16 years or 16 seasons, that's crazy. Coming out of college, out of the Miami, with 2 blown kneecaps. And how Frank Gore played is amazing. Real quick, before I go, and I'm about to end this great podcast, there are so many of you watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part. Make sure to hit that like button. A lot of you guys seen it already, but many of you guys haven't yet. I'm going to show you my intro. I just created a new intro. Let me know if you like the intro in the comments. There's a lot of you watching, so I'm going to replay the intro. Tell me your thoughts about the intro. All right, that was my intro that I just created last night. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Should I keep it? Should I not keep it? Let me know. I appreciate it in the comments. Listen, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being part of my podcast. It's always a pleasure talking football with you guys. Do me a favor, continue to hit the like button, share my content if you like it. Let people know about the Niner Sickness podcast. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being part of my podcast today. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you on the next 49er Sickness podcast. Peace and God bless. Good night. Ooh.